Well, hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. I wanted to come live. What was it? Tuesday, but I just gave out. But I definitely wanted to come on and share this information with you. I was trying to contain myself because if you were here, you remember when I did the video when Trump visited with the National Association of Black Journalists and was treated like a dog. Um, and so, how you doing, Baldwin Birds, and everyone who's coming in? I will wait for the room to fill up, and I will uh, give you a moment there. Hope everyone had a wonderful Wednesday. It's hump day. I appreciate you as well, Tina. All of you who are here, please share this video out on your various forms of social media. Global logistic. All right, it is time for me to do our roll call. Now, who's here? Let's see. Alley Cat, of course. Pinky Wells. All right, let me see that. I was trying to close that out. I got to get these notifications off of here. All right, there we go. And so let me finish my roll call. Do something different. I'm good, Ro. Hope you are. Pinky, Florida, yes. Beautiful Patriots, James Wayne, Baldwin Birds, Dorian, Joey Senna, Chubbs, how are you? And so I wanted to go live to share this with you because Joy says, Brown Brother Joy from Hawaii, love you as well, love. Glad you're here, all of you. And I wanted to share with you this particular subject matter because we've been talking about the disparities as it relates to treatment of Trump versus treatment of Miss Kamala. Okay. Now, let's look at the title and then we'll get this fire started right now. All right. Kamala cries racism when confronted on supporting slavery reparations. Now, I've already discussed that before. And again, we know this is straight from the Democrats' playbook. Racism, racism, racism. How you doing, Whisper? Right. They're the press, James, and they acted totally disgraceful. And I just wanted to share, and I have it pulled up because I don't make this up. Now, Kamala spoke at the National Association of Black Journalists. Now, remember when Trump was there, she didn't show up. She didn't want to go toe to toe with him. So he had the decency to show up. And of course, it was hostility from the jump. And I actually have that. If you're familiar with this, type it in the comment section. So she spoke on Tuesday at the National Association of Black Journalists. And I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to pull them up because, like I said, I don't want to just sit here and talk to you. I like to share with you what I'm actually discussing. Dorian said, this is not American politics. This is a comedy act. Exactly. And it's just so sad. Put political parties aside. Why do you have to mistreat someone because their ideology is different? You're supposed to be the party of diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is all a lie. Alley Cat, personally, I think that it's insulting to this race. It makes it appear we're just small-minded brothers and sisters. Yeah, it's just sad. And so let me share this with you because I want you to notice the difference. And I can drop the link. I actually have both of them pulled up. I'm going to show you how she was greeted because some of you may not have been here for that video. And then I want to show you how Trump was greeted. All right. So let me share. Now, this was Tuesday when she met. And of course, she's still using word salad. She's still not saying anything. All right, so here it is. All right, is everyone with me? Now, now look at the panelists. I don't think I need to say much more. You know they're all Democrats, okay? Yeah, it's typical. It really is. Dorian said even the independent voters can't even stand her. No, because people can see, people that have working eyeballs can see through it. It doesn't take a lot. So I want you all to watch how she is greeted. And come on, you know doggone well that she had before that she agreed to this interview. You already know the routine. You know she had the answers to the questions. Come on now. Now, Allie said, I thought I smelled something rolling. Yeah, well, now you're going to see what it was, Allie Cat. So I want you to pay attention to how she is treated. And then I'm going to take you back because some of you may have forgotten or some of you may not have been here when I did the video on how poorly Trump was treated. So let's watch this.
Kamala Harris.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Madam Vice President, thank you so much for doing this and making the time.
Of course.
Just a little bit busy right now. We want to start on an issue that Americans across the country say is their #1 concern, and that's the economy. Mm-hmm. A question that has been asked of you and everybody that's on the Democratic side is whether or not voters are better off now than they were 4 years ago. Are they better off now than they were 4 years ago?
So when we came into, well, first of all, let me just say it is good to be with the National Association of Black Journalists, and I thank you for the work you do and that your members do every day.
Now I'm going to be pausing because we need to talk. She probably had no inclinations of visiting with the National Association of Black Journalists, but she's polling so poorly with Black Americans. So I'm sure she was told by Obama, you better get over there. And because remember, she was too good to go when Trump was there. So, but I want you to see, like I said, I'm going to let a little more play. I have different points that I'll be stopping and starting. And I want you to see the stark difference. How you doing, Israelite 1865? Come on, how are you? Keithia Terrell. Okay, it was you. Okay, perfect. Probably Camus. So I'm gonna play a little more of this. Let me stop this because I want to show you how Trump was treated. I cannot with these people. It's just, oh boy. Now, tell me in the comment section if you see a stark difference. Here we go.
Journalists, we use opportunities like these both to inform our reporting, but also to help voters understand the choices that they face in a consequential and historic election year. NABJ has partnered with PolitiFact to fact check this conversation in real time. You can access that feed on social media using the hashtag NABJFactCheck. Again, the hashtag is NABJFactCheck. We have a lot to get to, and we do not want to waste any time. So let's bring out the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump. Thank you. How are you?
All right, let me get rid of the commercial. But I want you to watch. It's getting ready to start here. And just watch the stark difference. Oh, my God. I don't make this stuff up. Listen.
Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe Black district attorneys. You've attacked Black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking Black supporters to vote for you, why should Black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the Black population of this country. I've done so much for the Black population of this country, including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for Black workers and Black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically Black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late, just so we understand. I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that Black voters should trust you with another 4
I
years.
have been the best president for the Black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
For you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including...
All right. If you saw a stark difference between the two, type it in the chat section. And I'm not done because we're going to talk about this. Okay. Yes. I saw a very stark, just totally uncalled for behavior. Yes, it was different. And now again, and I'm going to be playing clips from when she spoke to the National Association of Black Journalists. And again, regardless of your political ideology, you can treat human beings with courtesy. You can be nice. That's totally uncalled for behavior. And I think James said it earlier, and she's a professional journalist. Come on. Yeah, James, and they don't like it. Yeah, he had the guts to say it. Someone else just would have sat there and dealt with it. No. And he calls them on their nonsense. And so that's why they keep saying he's a racist. Because he doesn't care what color you are. He doesn't take crap from anyone. What does that have to do with color? She treated him like a dog, and I don't blame her for saying something. Chubbs, yep, difference for sure. And so, if you know the difference, with Kamala, they give her, all the pleasantries, the nice softball treatment. With him, oh my God. Treated like a stepchild. Truth is their enemy, right, Ben? How you doing, Ironwood Workman? Yes. And he calls them out on their nonsense, and it's not racist. It's just truth. Race has nothing to do with that. He wasn't rude to her. She came out hostile. Now, if you're just coming in, scroll back. I played how they were with Kamala when those of you who don't know, she met with the National Association of Black Journalists. They were nice. You know, they're all liberals. And again, she didn't even show up. At least Trump showed up. And since that lady, maybe if she didn't treat him so rudely, maybe he wouldn't have called them on their nonsense. You had him there on the false pretenses. Then you said you couldn't Zoom. Then something was wrong with your equipment. You started late. So when you're already in the wrong, you need to at least treat people right. He probably wouldn't have said a word, but since you were rude, oh well. So folks, share this out on your various forms of social media, please, so we can bring more people into the conversation. So now, and this took place in Philadelphia. And so now she finally met with them. Like I said, I'm sure she was told, you're polling badly with Black Americans in comparison to, of course, where Hillary was, where Barack was. And so they probably told her, get out there and try to smooth this over. You know, the gaslighting, the lying, you know. And so, right, Chad, you're absolutely right. And so we just discussed that, how she was treated. And I'm sorry, folks, but if you start off hostile with someone, they don't have to bow down to you. She started it. He didn't start off rude. And so that's just how it goes. He calls one thing about him, he says a lot of things that a lot of other people want to say, but they're just afraid to, because they're afraid, excuse me, of the backlash. And so with her, you know, everyone's smiling, you know, how you doing? With him, oh my God. Woo! If Satan were a woman, that lady sitting there talking to him was evil. And so Karen, yes, Roland, how are you doing, love? And so you see, I wanted you to see that difference, because like I said, sometimes people think I sit here and make stuff up. Oh no, if you have 2 eyeballs and 2 ears that work, you can see for yourself. And so I wanted you to see that. So this was an overtly liberal left-wing panel. We can see that. And you know, with them, she excuse me, not going to get pushback. You see how they did Trump, talking about you did da 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 da. And you know, is she going to get that treatment? Of course not. Baldwin Bird, the Democratic Party was Satan's doing. You got that right, Baldwin Bird. Another truth bomb. And so I wanted to share that with you. That they didn't say anything. They're not going to challenge her on her flip-flops over the years. And the way they framed the questions, oh, it's so not, you know. Whereas if it was Trump, you know, the scowling look and just with the tone, you can listen to someone's tone and you pretty much know what's going on. And so with her, with Trump, stern, firm. With her, fluffing stuff. You know, softball questions. Come on now. And if you look at, I'm going to play some more of this video because you guys need to know. Has anyone, type it in the comment section, has anyone seen this interview that she did yesterday with the National Association of Black Journalists? It was full of crapola. If you've seen it, type it in the comment section. But we're doing our review. So I'm going to play parts, stop and talk. And I'll try to keep up with your comments in the comment section. Allie, you've seen it? Okay. But I have to do my review because I was like, oh my God. Florida said no. So let's listen to this crap. Try if you can. Don't lose your dinner.
It is very important that we ensure that this organization and your members always have the resources and the platforms to deliver the voices that must be heard. So I thank you for hosting me today. 4 years ago, when we came in during the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. We came in during the worst public health epidemic in centuries. We came in after the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And a lot of it due in large part to the mismanagement by the former president as it relates to COVID and obviously January 6th. And we had then a lot of work to do to clean up a mess. As of today, we have created over 16 million new jobs, over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. We have the lowest Black unemployment rate in generations. We have invested in small businesses, and they're to the benefit of many people, but including Black small businesses, some of the highest rate of creation of new Black small businesses in years. We have done the work of capping the cost of prescription medication for our seniors for issues like insulin. And again, I'm speaking to the Black journalists who care about.
Yes, I'm reviewing, and so I'll be. How you doing, Smart Final? Yes, these are amazing lies, and Israelites said it lies. They were old jobs, exactly. So no fact checking, no rude statements or comments. I'll continue.
All people, but in particular, I'll talk about the impact on Black people, where we know Black folks are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes. And we have now finally capped the cost of insulin for our seniors at $35 a month, capped the cost of prescription medication for our seniors at $2,000 a year, because we, unlike the former president who promised to do it, we finally have allowed Medicare to negotiate drug prices against the big pharmaceutical companies. And these are just some of the accomplishments. Is the price of groceries still too high? Yes. Do we have more work to do? Yes. And I will tell you, I do believe that I offer a new generation of leadership for our country that is about, in particular, turning the page on an era that sadly has shown us attempts by some to incite fear, to create division in our country, and to do the work.
Newsflash, that's what the Democrats have done. So she's projecting. I'll continue.
That is about bringing some level of optimism and, dare I say, ambition about what I know is possible in our country. And so my plan for the economy includes what I imagine and believe and call an opportunity economy, what we can do to grow an opportunity economy.
You had 4 years, people are suffering, they can't buy food, they can't pay for gas, they can't pay rent, but now you have all these wonderful plans. I'll continue.
Where all people have access to the resources to compete, to apply their incredible work ethic, their ambition, their aspirations, and their dreams, and actually not just get by, but get ahead. And I can talk in more detail about it, but specifically, I'll mention a few things.
Yeah.
One of the big issues that affects people right now in terms of the economy and their economic well-being is we have a shortage of housing supply. It's too expensive. People can't afford to buy a home. You know, we grew up, our parents, where they had the ability to somehow believe the American dream was attainable. Not so much for younger working people. And I recognize that. So my approach is a new approach, which is to say, let's just take this and deal with it head on. And part of my approach is to say, I'm gonna employ and engage the private sector, in particular home builders with tax credits, to give them the incentive to create new housing, 3 million by the end of my first term, and understanding that not everybody is, handed a silver spoon, but works hard and is trying to save up for a down payment. Part of my plan under my opportunity economy is to give first-time home buyers a $25,000 down payment assistance so they can just get their foot in the door.
We've already talked about that, just like with her buddy, New Scum in California. They come up with these plans and try to trick and fool Americans and make Americans think that these plans, these wonderful plans they're coming up with is for them. Newsflash, check their record. They've done nothing for Americans in 4 years. Get it? So don't be bamboozled. When they come up with these plans, they don't want to come and say, oh, so this plan is for migrants, because they know there'll be more of an outcry. They're not going to do anything for Americans. I'll continue.
To be able to then engage in what will prove to be their opportunity to build intergenerational wealth. And here's my personal experience coming at that. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother was hardworking. She raised me and my sister Maya. She saved up, and it was only by the time I was a teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home. And I know, and I identify with, I know where I come from.
Madam Vice
And
President.
I know, but I'm just gonna finish. I know that so many people work so hard and should have the opportunity to just get their foot in the door. Again, so it's not just about getting by, but getting ahead. Please.
I'd like to ask you more about the opportunity economy. Housing is a part of it, as well as expanding the earned income tax credit,
Yes.
financial support, as you mentioned, for first-time buyers, and a $50,000 tax deduction for startups and small businesses.
Yes.
But I want to talk to you about the squeeze that millions of Americans are also dealing with that impacts their ability to work and make money, and that is childcare and elder care. And it's a squeeze for millions of people. In some parts of the country, it costs more for childcare than for rents. I think Bloomberg recently reported an average of $33,000 a year. So I'm just wondering, you mentioned that in your opportunity economy, a child tax credit, but that's just.
Let me stop before I throw up. So again, opportunity economy, the only people who's at an opportunity are all of these millions of illegals that you've illegally flooded into this country. So don't give me this crap about some opportunity economy. Ben, how are you? Pure blood. Yes, every time she opens her mouth. And so you had 4 years. You know how millions of Americans are suffering. But the Biden-Harris administration has done nothing except if you were an illegal who came into the country by breaking the law. So why people would listen to this crap, I don't know. Let me continue.
One part of an ecosystem.
Right.
Please tell us, what plans will you propose to guarantee that families can actually afford childcare and elder care?
So to your point, it is sadly the state of affairs in our country that working people often have to decide to either be able to work or be able to afford childcare. Like they can't afford childcare and actually do the work that they want to do because it's too expensive and it doesn't actually level out in terms of the expense versus the income. My plan is that no working family should pay more than 7% of their income in childcare.
How about they get free childcare like the illegals? I'll continue.
Because I know that when you talk about the return on that investment, allowing people to work, allowing people to pursue their dreams in terms of how they want to work, where they want to work, benefits us all. It strengthens the entire economy. We saw, for example, during the pandemic, what happened. And it sadly has dissipated as a conversation that we need to resuscitate, which is the number of women that had to leave the workforce because of a lack of childcare and home health care. And so many of our families, and particular women, end up carrying the responsibility. Men do too, of course. What we call people who are in the sandwich generation.
Exactly.
Who have young children and are also taking care of their parents. And it is just absolutely too expensive for them to be able to work and do that. So my plan is not only about 7% of income for working people for childcare, but also we need to do better for our childcare providers and our home healthcare providers in terms of ensuring that they receive the wages that they deserve based on the dignity of their work. I have spent time with home healthcare providers, and their work is some of the most taxing work you can imagine. And I actually, when my mother was sick with cancer, did a lot in terms of taking care of her. And the work that is about taking care of a loved one, in particular an elder, is extraordinarily heavy in terms of the emotional toll, the time it takes. And we do it because that is what we do. But not everyone has the ability to take time from work to do it, and they need help. And we need to make sure we have home health care workers that can help them. But I want to also get back to the earlier point that you made about extending the child tax credit. So part of my new approach is we need to expand the child tax credit. And so part of my plan that is under an opportunity economy is to extend and expand the child tax credit to $6,000 so that young families in particular, for the first year of their child's life, which is an extraordinarily important time in their development, have the resources to be able to buy a crib, buy a car seat, buy children's clothing, and not have to worry about whether they're going to be able to meet their other needs. And I don't need to remind anybody here, especially these esteemed journalists, but when we expanded the child tax credit a couple years ago, we reduced Black child poverty by half. And so again, if you talk about the benefit, and if you think about the benefit to the economy overall, it strengthens our economy to do things like pay attention to affordable childcare.
So listen again to a lot of the things she's saying, and we are going to get to what she said about reparations, and we know that's a dog whistle, a cat meow from the Democratic Party. So, but yeah, she's talking about childcare. So again, she's trying to appeal to people with small children. Okay. Lori says, why not get the economy back up and running so moms don't have to work in the 2-parent household? Because that makes too much sense, Lori. Okay. And Democrats want you dependent on them. They do not want people to be independent. All right. Ben said they export jobs and import employees. Boom. Ben just dropped a major truth bomb. There you go. Right, Baldwin Bird. She's making it up as she goes. Let me go. Let me play some more.
Affordable home health care and extending the child tax credit.
Madam Vice President, Black men, as you know, are a closely watched voting bloc. You've hosted Black men at your residence.
Yep.
You have engaged Black men and centered them in your economic opportunity tour.
What about all the thousands of Black men she locked up, Black men and women? So you see how these questions are, folks. Now, if this were Trump that had her record with locking up Black men and women, you know doggone well this isn't the question they would be asking. They'd be asking, why did you lock up all of those Black people? I can't with this. Oh my God.
But polling shows that some Black men, particularly young Black men, are considering voting for Donald Trump, and they see him as better for the economy. What is your message to young Black male voters who feel left out of this economy, and how can your economic policies materially change their lives?
So I appreciate the spirit of the question, but I'll tell you, I've often been asked this question in a way that I've had to respond by first saying that I think it's very important to not operate from the assumption that Black men are in anybody's pocket. Black men are like any other voting group. You got to earn their vote. So I'm working to earn the vote.
Yeah.
Not assuming I'm going to have it because I am Black, but because the policies and the perspectives I have.
What did she just say? Did everyone just catch that? This is a farce and a parody. So she's talking to Black journalists. So I can't. So come a chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Oh my God. What? So she's talking to Black. Okay, Ben says she's a Black dot Indian. Beverly. Oh my God. I can't with this. So she's talking to, again, what did I tell you? Depending on the environment. Oh my God. We know she's not Black, but she's talking to Black journalists. Oh, let me play this before I die on air. Hold on. Let me start this up again.
Understands what we must do to recognize the needs of all communities. And I intend to be a president for all people. specifically as it relates to what we need to do, to your point around economic opportunity. Yes, I started way before I was at the top of the ticket, what I called an economic opportunity tour, focused on Black men. Understanding that, for example, we have so many entrepreneurs in the community who do not have access to capital, but they've got great ideas, an incredible work ethic, the ambition, the aspiration, the dream, but don't have the relationships necessarily. So my work has included, as vice president, getting billions more dollars into community banks, including working with the big banks to do that, so that we can increase access to capital for our small businesses, for our startups. Part of my plan under my economic opportunity plan going forward is that right now, startup entrepreneurs, small businesses only get a tax deduction of $5,000. Nobody can start a small business with $5,000. So I'm expanding that to $50,000.
News flash, go back and check out some of my previous videos when these migrants are taking these thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I did a video on a woman. She is an Army, she's a veteran, and she had to sell her food truck, and an illegal came up to her and he bought it. And he showed her all the thousands and thousands of dollars he's getting. So yeah, she has money for small businesses, all right. But if you're an American, you better go somewhere else. Folks, go ahead and hit that like button for me, please. Let me play some more of this. Oh, wow.
Understanding, again, that when people have the opportunity to have the resources to get started, they're going to put the good ideas, they're going to put the hard work into it. And part of what I also know is that our young Black men, our Black men, just like any group of people, anybody, our small businesses are really the backbone of our economy overall. And when they do better economically, we all do better. Part of my work is about understanding what we need to do in dealing with, for example, the historic inequities that have faced the Black community around home ownership, right? I don't have to go through the history with anybody here about what that has meant in terms of redlining, what that has meant in terms of biases and home appraisals, and what.
So again, she mentions it here, and as we go down the line, she brings it up again. So, you know, the cat meow, redlining, and of course, racism. Yes, we know all this happened. You haven't been concerned about it for 4 years. Oh, that's right. It's almost time for the election. I'll continue.
That the impact it has had on stemming the opportunity to build intergenerational wealth because of those obstacles. So part of the work that I have done and will continue to do is identify, speak truth about those obstacles, and address them. Another example is medical debt. 1 in 4 Black families or individuals is more likely to carry medical debt than others. So part of my perspective, and as vice president, part of the work that we have done is to say that we're going to eliminate medical debt from being on your credit score. Because until now, medical debt worked against your credit score, and people know their credit score like your weight, right? You know that number. And the difference between what that number is and what it needs to be is the difference between you being able to get a car loan, a small business loan, or even a leasing.
Yes, Chubbs, you're absolutely right. How you doing, Taylor Made Artist by LT? Wow. She uses Black. Taylor, you've been here for a while. I've been saying that. She's talking to a Black audience. She's gaslighting these people. That's what she's doing. And I told you, her own dad doesn't talk to her. They're estranged. So Taylor said, she uses Black when it's convenient. Her own dad said they are not Black. Yes, his birth certificate does not say Black. They have no Black blood. He is Irish and Indian. Truth bomb. Her mom is Indian. She should be ashamed using Black. Right, Taylor? And that's why I have such an issue with this. You have millions of Black people walking around. Oh, the first Black female president. What are you smoking? Come on. Smarten up. Okay, here we go.
On an apartment. And so part of my approach is understanding the obstacles that traditionally and currently exist to allow anyone, including Black men, be able to achieve economic wealth. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't think it is sufficient to just only talk about economic policy around reducing unemployment. It is an important marker, and I'm proud of the work that we've done thus far, but it should be a baseline there, everybody's working. The point is, do people have an opportunity to build wealth? If that's what they choose to do, if that's what
the migrants and the illegals do, because they're getting thousands and thousands of dollars in food stamps and checks. So yeah, they're building wealth. Americans, we're the schmucks that are out here still working. Yeah, the illegals are building a lot of wealth. Talk about that. Why, if that were Trump, they would be asking him about all of the billions of dollars that the illegals have received. But no, they just let her talk with her word salad. Get out of here.
they want to do. And a lot of my perspective as we go forward is just that. I believe that there are a lot of opportunities that are available to the American people if we just see, if we see people and understand what they want for themselves and their families and then meet them where they are.
Madam Vice President, I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about the war in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
You've called for a ceasefire hostage deal and a two-state.
Palestinians in equal measure have secured conversations with the Prime Minister, with.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward it a little bit so we can get to, I want you to hear what she says about reparations.
To have dignity, self-determination, and security as we move forward and get a two-state deal done. But right now, the thing we need to get done is this hostage deal and this ceasefire deal. We need a ceasefire. We need the studying it to figure.
Okay, here we go. And then I'm really going to go off. What a joke. All right, here we go.
To do, but part of what we can do right now is, for example, what I'm talking about.
Similar commissions have been.
Okay, so I want you to listen to what she says about the reparations. I've already talked about reparations. We saw what just happened in California. It's not happening, but it's an election year. I did a video on Hochul, Kathy Hochul up in New York, the governor. Oh, we need to have a reparations commission. You're not getting anything. So stop it. So let me, oh my God, I can't with these people.
Forward and get a two-state deal done, but right.
So it's coming up after this, folks, because I want you to hear this crapola.
Now the thing we need to get done is this hostage deal and this ceasefire deal. We need a ceasefire. We need the hostage deal.
I want to switch gears to racial justice, Madam Vice President.
Mm-hmm.
Last month, you eulogized Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee.
Yeah.
Jackson Lee's signature bill, one of a few, was H.R. 40, which would create a commission to study the history of U.S. slavery and study the issue of reparations. She introduced H.R. 40 every session of Congress, taking up the mantle from Congressman John Conyers. This is a bill that you have co-sponsored as a U.S. Senator. Yet, this has, despite the fact that this has been, similar commissions have been created on the state level and on the local level, is yet to pass in Congress, let alone come out of committee. Congresswoman Jackson Lee, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, and other advocates have called for President Biden to take executive action to create this commission. Would you, as president, take executive action to create this commission, or do you believe that it should happen in Congress?
Well, first of all, as you mentioned, Sheila Jackson Lee, she was an extraordinary leader who we just recently lost, and she was a friend and a real champion for so many issues. So I feel compelled to say that about her. On the issue of what we need to do going forward. Look, first of all, we just need to speak truth about history, in spite of the fact that some people are trying to erase history and try and teach our children other.
Okay, listen to what she's saying here. So she didn't give a yes or no answer. Listen to this word salad.
Wise. We need to speak truth about the generational impact of our history, in terms of the generational impact of slavery, the generational impact of redlining, of Jim Crow law. I could go on and on and on. These are facts that have had impact. And we need to speak truth about it. And we need to speak truth about it in a way that is about deriving solutions. And frankly, I think that we, and part of that is studying it to figure out exactly what we need to do. But part of what we can do right now is, for example, what I'm talking about in terms of building an opportunity economy, which is
again, fluffing stuff on the question. If she answered the question, type it in the comment section. Word salad 101. The question at its core, again, just come out and say no. But no, it's an election year. I did a video on this. You're not going to get any reparations. We saw what just happened in California, right? We're going to get together. You've been getting a reparations committee together since the beginning of time. So no, word salad, bungo mungo. That's all it is. She's babbling on and on and on. She never answered the question. Never. And so why are they asking about this anyway? They know Democrats do this when it's time to vote. They're not interested in reparations. So quit wasting time. All right, let me see what else she's saying here.
Addressing explicitly the obstacles that historically and currently exist and dealing with them. Student loan debt, medical debt, bias in home appraisals. What we need to do in terms of dealing with an issue that I have championed for years, Black maternal mortality.
Oh, what? Did you just hear what she said? Black maternal mortality. Somebody type it in the comment section. What is the basis? What is she always preaching about? The most important thing on her platform, which is all she preaches about. But now you're interested in Black infant mortality. Newsflash. That's what the Democrats do. You have a Planned Parenthood clinic in every minority community. But now you're interested in Black infant mortality. Okay, Israelite. Tracy. I can't make this stuff up. Right, Allie? Right, Greg, exactly. But now she's so interested. I don't make this stuff up. Oh my God. Bungo Mungo, they feel they do that on purpose with the list of Black money. Yeah, and she wants to, the new forward. Right. What's Black infant mortality? Right, pure blood. That's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to play this for you, because I listened to the whole thing and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta play this. They're not going to believe me. I've got to play it. Smart Final. Democrats wrote the book on Black genocide. Exactly, Smart Final. Baldwin birds. What about those poor dogs and cats that are being eaten? Right, of course. Oh, if you guys, now I did that video. If you go online, oh my God, the Associated Press, all the liberal media sites are saying that it didn't happen. So, but I warned you. Some things that we do, when you go to Google it, it's going to say that it didn't happen. So what can we do? Right, Alley Cat? Right, Israelite. She's pretending like she cares about Black women. Go talk to all those Black mothers in California she locked up when their children didn't go to school. So I can't make this stuff up. Right, Dorian? Oh my God. Oh.
Which is the fact that Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely likely to die in connection with childbirth than other women.
And let's keep she's attributing all this to white supremacy and racism. Newsflash: a lot of this is lifestyle choices that people make. So but she's not saying that it's all being attributed to racism, and that's not true.
And we know that the reasons for that include disparities that pre-exist her pregnancy, including disparities that exist in the system during her pregnancy. So all of those things must be addressed.
Do you have a position on whether that should happen, this commission should happen through executive order or via Congress?
I think Congress ultimately will have the ability to do this work. I'm not discounting the importance of any executive action, but ultimately Congress. Because if you're going to talk about it in any substantial way, there will be hearings, there will be a level of public education and dialogue that, and I think that was part of the spirit behind the congressional action thus far, to ensure that everyone can participate in this conversation in a way that elevates knowledge about history and the reference points that are the impetus of this conversation. Especially, again, when people are trying to deny history, when people are, so-called leaders are saying that enslaved people benefited from slavery. I mean, let's talk about the Delta here in terms of the work that needs to be done. It's profound.
Madam Vice President, I want to move to Springfield, Ohio, and what's happening there. We've seen school closures.
So what they're going to start talking about, folks, and what's going on in Springfield, Ohio, those hoaxes were not from Trump supporters. They were from people overseas. Did they say that? No. It's implied that they were Trump support. Listen to this, folks. That's what the implication is, because they know very well that they've been traced to people overseas. Did they say that? Heck no. No, Ben, she's not. She's a commie. Here we go.
Parents worried about their kids leaving the home because of racist conspiracy theories that I won't repeat here, but they have been repeated by leaders on the Republican side, President Trump, former President Trump, and Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance.
I call that that's a Freudian slip. He's speaking it into existence. That wasn't a mistake.
From your perspective, is this just a case of irredeemable racism that can't be mitigated by any rational action, or is this a situation in which a federal response could help this community heal? There's a question of resources and
well, no, I'll let you finish and then I'll speak.
No.
It's a crying shame. I mean, my heart breaks for this community. There were children.
Okay, I need to stop that for a moment because I'm here having a meltdown. Who caused these problems? You and your administration. You and Biden. These are Biden and Harris's migrants and illegals. They caused the problem. The core, the center of this problem is illegal migration. Why didn't they ask her about her failed border policies? That's what I want to know. This panel here is not here to educate anyone. It's here. They are here answering questions, asking questions. No pressure. No. If it was Trump, oh, wait a minute. Fill in the blank. Get out of here. These people are not here to educate. These people are part of the problem. They are gaslighting people. Again, fluff and stuff. There were more than 30 bomb threats. And again, they've been traced to overseas. They won't tell you the truth. I will. These hoaxes are not coming from Trump supporters, because that's what was first reported. Oh, they're coming from Trump is doing this. No, he had nothing to do with that. They did not mention that. They left that open for a reason, and we know why. Is this racism? So they flooded this country with millions of illegals, and if you say anything about them, now you're a racist. No, 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 no. This is not racism. This is a response in which we have to do something. It's a loss of resources that Americans rightfully should have because we're paying tax money. And so this is a problem. Why didn't they ask her? You know, if Trump had opened those borders and all these bad things that are going on with these migrants, you know they would have said something. Do you see them asking her that? Type it in the comment section. Maybe I'm slow. Maybe I missed it. So this is not racism. This is the case, like I said. You and the Biden administration, they won in the one and the same. Boss chick, how are you? So they're gaslighting people. And these people, these millions of illegals that they flooded into this country, have taken advantage of the failed asylum, the fake asylum seeking system. They're not here for asylum. They're here enjoying freebies on our dime because of her and Biden's failed policy. So call it what it is, people. You're importing people from third world countries, dumping them in a small town. What do you expect to happen? And now you're sitting here like a person who throws rocks and hides their hands. Get out of here. And so taking the jobs of Americans, using up resources. They're not asking her about any of that because it's okay because she's a Democrat. See, that's when I tell you, when I watched this, I really got angry because I looked at how this went and I looked at how it was when Trump was there. And I said, OMG. I said, okay, I'm going to be talking about this tonight. Exactly. Right, Israelite, free stuff from taxpayers' money. Taxpayer money. That's what it is. No, Tina, they're not. Okay, so that's what they need to be asking. So, but what do they say? This is racism. Some of you were here when I did the video. They went, Democrats, liberal organization, went and hung all those signs in Black people communities in Chicago, telling them they should be ashamed of themselves and they should know better. But they call the conservatives racist. Look at what they're doing. They're the epitome of racist. They started it. They caused the division. Them. So does the government need to get more money to the illegals to assimilate into this country? Why didn't they ask her about the billions of dollars they've already given the migrants? They didn't say anything. Get out of here. And she lectured Trump about his rhetoric, told him he needs to be aware of what he's saying as a consequence of his rhetoric. We know what just, happened a couple of days ago. There was a second attempt on his life. And she's talking about is motivated by the extreme rhetoric coming from his mouth. No, look at what the Democrats are saying. Biden, look at what she's saying. You caused this problem, lady. Quit blaming other people. And again, with this situation in Springfield, don't think that we're making it up, folks. If you go, before I came live, I went to AP and a few other sources. They're all saying, because we know what Trump said, I even did a video on it, and they're saying that none of that stuff happened, even though people are interviewing people that live there, and they're telling us what's happening to their animals. You Google it, they're saying that it never happened. So you're going to have to make a choice on who you're going to believe. Pinky, Trump would be called a racist. So many Black celebrities, the booyah. Yeah, exactly. Where are we? And to wreak havoc with no consequences. Yeah. Homeless veterans are on the street. They don't get anything. Right, Alley Cat? Bend over. They're all violent. Yes. Yes, Chad. And go, if any of you Google it, and it will tell you that it was a lie and it didn't happen. And it did happen. People are out there talking to people, and people are crying, telling what happened to their pets. But they tried to make it look like Trump was crazy. Okay. So you dump 20,000 illegals in a town of 60,000. What do you think is going to happen? Yeah, that's why people, they talk in this interview, they're talking about how people are upset. That's why they're upset. Crime, strain on resources, safety, taking American jobs, because when they're flooded with illegals, the ones who do get jobs, what happened? Right, purebred, Lion Eyes, one of my favorite songs by Chicago. Yes. And so you bring in illegals, the ones who work, they work for lower wages. So you just undercut Americans. And what's sad, another thing that's going on, and how you doing, D? Another thing going on that's really sad, we talk about Americans not being able to afford rent. These rent prices are increasing. They're kicking out Americans, and the government is subsidizing the illegals. So making more Americans homeless. Make it make sense. Kick out Americans, put illegals in their place, and the government is subsidizing it. Come on. Because the illegals have vouchers, housing vouchers. I mean, maybe I'm slow and don't understand how things work. Type in the comment section. Yes, Chubbs. And people, you want me to vote for this? Come on, never happened. So Americans are being priced out. They can't compete with that. They don't have government vouchers. And the greedy landlords, they want that government money. These people have vouchers. And it's more money than what Americans were paying them for rent. Oh my God. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, Tina, yes. This is a disaster. It is. And she won't take accountability for her failure. Remember, she still won't say, yes, I was in charge of the border. And if you try to find it online, well, they're lying. Oh, no, she wasn't. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so people are angry. People are not racist. I'm sick of people saying that. They're not racist. I wouldn't like that if they did that to me. So she's crying racism. That's the old R card from the Democrats. This isn't racist, accusing people of racism because they don't like you dumped a bunch of illegals in their community. Haitians from a third world country, and it has nothing to do with that. They're from Haiti. It's not right. Too many Americans are doing poorly, and this is what you're doing. Allie said housing vouchers for 600 of them to pack into a 2-bedroom apartment and violate all kinds of law. Right, Allie? But if we as Americans do it, oh my God, throw the book at us. D, so many senior citizens are struggling. So many don't feel safe. Yes, D, it's not right. And she's talking about people are angry. Yes, Americans are angry. Democrats, this is the thing with Democrats. They cause the problem, cause harm to the American people, then turn around and say you're racist if you say something about it. And try to make white people feel bad. Oh, you're racist. And now they're doing the same thing to black people in Chicago, New York, saying they don't like the illegal. They just don't like what comes with that. It's nothing against the people personally. So who calls that divisiveness? They did. Beverly, seems like an episode from The Twilight Zone. Beverly Wilson, The Twilight Zone is one of my favorite shows. And I mean the original with Rod Serling, not this other new crap with Jordan Peele. Yes. Reparations, what a joke. I told people, you're not getting any reparations. Same old trick that the Democrats always use when it's time to vote. This is done to trick Black Americans into thinking, hey, vote for Democrat. I told you, Steve Harvey, I lost all respect for him. He came on and I said, now, if you reparations, you're not going to get them if you don't vote for Democrats, something to that effect. So you're not going to get, you may vote Democrat, but you're still not going to get them reparations. Get out of here. The old, let's study reparations, okie dokie. Get out of here. This is done to trick people, and sadly, some people never get it. They've been studying reparations since the beginning of time. The gaslighting is real. Reparations is a waste of time, folks. It's never going to happen. Find another cause. It's not happening. The bill is not coming out of a committee because Democrats aren't even trying to really give it a serious thought. or push. They just tell that to black voters. So they think, oh, we're going to get reparations. No, you're not. Stop it. What they're doing is pretending to be open-minded. That you see what just happened in California. California is the most liberal, progressive state in the union. I wish we could get rid of them. And what did what's his face? Newscom say? Oh, we're gonna do a study. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they always say. And let me tell you this. Don't hold your breath, it will never happen. This is a pipe dream. Kamala dodged the question. I already told you that. She doesn't answer yes or no. Simply says the other side is racist. So instead of her saying yes or no on reparations, hopefully get it together, folks. It's not happening. It's not happening. She didn't even use the word reparations. I hope you noticed that too. It's like she's afraid to use that word. She did not use that word. Vote for us because we're going to cure racism. Newsflash, the Democrats are the ones who keep the flames of racism flaming. They keep that fire lit and they're constantly fanning it. That's the Democrats. And they're the ones who cause the division. They're the ones. What are we saying? President Trump is speaking. Chubbs, I'm going to check that out when I get off of here. D, exactly. What about the Irish slaves? What about going to Africa? With tribal wars, they're the ones who sold their sisterin and brethren. So go to Africa. You're not going to get anything. You may not even get out with your life. So get out of here with that. It's a reparation scam. Kamala, right? Okay. I don't know what to say. Brainwashing and indoctrination is real. Democrats cause the racism, cause the division. Then they turn around, point their fingers at the Republicans, and it's crazy. Their party is built on hate and division. We know that. So I can't with her. The black maternity mortality rate and all these things she's talking about, disparities in healthcare. You've had 4 years. You've said nothing. Nothing. Wants the government to come in? Get out of here. Continue to guilt white people like they call it white supremacy racism. What have we been saying here? Come on. That's her solution. Continue to stir hate and division in the country. Woo! Don't fall for that banana in that tailpipe because it's not happening. I keep telling people, and they keep looking at me like I'm crazy. John Deere tractor. Yeah, I have one of those at the school, Israelite. I know how to drive it too. Well, my coworker is his, but he lets me drive it. But for us, it's a joke. This is race hustling. Let me see and make sure this isn't playing. Okay, yeah. Race hustling 101. She should be ashamed. Everyone who was up on that panel should be ashamed. Potatoes work better. Okay. But I'm watching both Miss Rose. Oh, Chubbs, thank you, love. And when did Congress? Okay, newsflash. And this is what really made me angry. Because now, let's get together a committee and let's see what we can do about reparations. Newsflash. When did Congress get together and decide, let's do a study on hearings about spending billions of dollars on illegals? Somebody type it in the comment section. When was that study conducted before they started passing out our hard-earned American taxpayer dollars? Type it in the comment section. I'll wait. So, but every time it's time to vote, here you come to black people. Well, we're going to get together a reparations committee. Get out of here. I can't with these people. I can't. I cannot. No one said a word about any type of committee, any type of study. They just passed out the billions of dollars. They're playing people for a fool. Okay? They didn't say anything about lobbying, voting, talking to senators, talking to the Urban League, talking to the NAACP. They just passed out those billions of dollars, and they continue to do that to the migrants. battered black voter syndrome. Yes, Robert. So you let me know. And that's what really made me angry. That they continue to gaslight people. Some people don't get it. And then the celebrities that they use, like Steve Harvey, you know, well, you have to vote for Democrats. Don't lie to people like that. I lost so much respect, which I never looked at him on what's that show he does? That game show. I never looked at him. I'm still a Richard Dawson. I'm a nostalgic, and I go back and look at the people that I looked at when I was a kid. So I never did look at his show, any of his shows, but I just lost so much respect for him. Dorian said, this is why Black people can't get anywhere, because of the politics and the ignorance. Yeah, because of the Black puppets, the Democratic shields, the Black preachers, the Black boulier like Roland Martin. Those part of the Divine Nine, they're used to keep Black people down, and you'll never have anything if you keep voting for Democrats. You'll look up, these illegals will have more than you. You already see, I've done some videos on the billions of dollars that they've received. Valerie, how are you? Valerie said, hi, Roland. Finding you is like finding a long lost friend. We speak the same language. Valerie, love, thank you. I am spamming the comment section with hearts for you. And I just, I wanted to share this with you, because sometimes I look at this and I get so passionate and I get angry at the same time, because if people seriously think they're going to get some reparations, you have another thing coming. That was one of my favorite rounds. So you've got another thing coming. Doom, doom, doom. Pinky, NAACP doesn't want us to reparations working to the future. Right. You see where all the money is going, to non-citizens. Hello, everyone. I'm glad I found you on here today. It's good to be among other like-minded people. Yes, Valerie, here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel, we're intelligent people. We are independent thinkers. And, we just try to share the truth, even though sometimes we talk about subject matter, and when you Google it, it'll say that it's not true. But don't let that stop you. How you doing, Charles? Oh, just walk across the borders and get free housing, food, cash. Charles, how about all of us in the comment section go to the southern Texas border and see how that works out? Yeah, that's a good idea. Tina, Miss Rowland, we don't know what we'll do without you. I sure do. Thank you, Tina. I don't know what I would do without you, because I'm sharing information with you, but you guys share so much with me as well. We are learning from each other. And it just bothers me that people, it's just sad that Americans are so dumbed down. It doesn't take a lot for you to trick them, and they believe your lies over and over and over again. And all that panel needed to ask her is, you're talking about all these things you're going to do. You had 4 years. And then when they asked her about reparations, she didn't give a yes or no. She started crying, talking about racism. That's the wrong, that's not an answer. Get out of here. Robert. Where are we here? James, sorry, I'm losing my voice. I've been talking too much again. $450 billion a year on them taxation without representation. Thank you, James. And if they steal another election, this country will implode. Chicago's at a boiling point. If I hear about them imploding any day now, I won't be shocked. You can't do that to American people. You can't. And think they're just going to keep taking that? No, they're not. Thank goodness my dog is better now. Listen to Miss Rowland and not Kamala. I was worried. Chubbs. Thank you so much, Chubbs. I'm sending you some laughing emojis. Yeah. Robert said, or elected a Black person in the federal government. Yeah. Okay. And so that's all I'm saying, folks. We have to stay vigilant. And we know, but you may have to share this with some of your elderly relatives or neighbors. Because I had someone send me something from Joyless Reed that said that none of that. Let me see. Sent me so someone who was watching MSNBC, Joyless Reed said that what Trump said about the cats and dogs wasn't true. And as soon as I saw that, I didn't even open it up. I said, okay. If she said it, if her lips are moving, you know she's lying. So, Vigilante, right, Alley Cat. Greg said about the Holocaust. Okay, Beverly, yes, I'm from Chicago and I'm mad. Yeah, Beverly, it's not right. You're there working and paying taxes. And look at what they're doing with your tax dollars. And I'm supposed to vote. We're all supposed to vote for more of this? Get out of here. No. Tina says what makes me mad about American citizens paying for it, but we're asking about. Yeah. Alley Cat, you be good. Alley Cat's getting started. Now she's upset. Chad said, I'm 2 hours south of you, Beverly. Wow. Yeah. I told you, I watched that and I was like, yeah, I've got to go live tonight and share this with them because I don't want to be angry alone. I wanted you to be angry with me. And again, I don't make this stuff up, and just to see when I mean, it just made me sick to my stomach when I saw how they treated her as opposed to how they treated him as just as human beings. Just take their party affiliation out of the equation. And I just can't. Oh, I don't know. Tailor-made artistry. Thank you for the super chat, love. I am sending you some heart emojis. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I when I first watched this, I was angry and I said, yeah, I've got to go live. And make sure all of you were aware that she did this. Tailor-made, and those of you who were here, I will share my video that I did where I talked about that and how that was just wrong. And I'm going to share that with you, and then I'm going to let everyone go. I just, why would you treat someone like that? I don't know. I'm dropping the link for you right now. And I was angry. I did that video. I'm dropping that. Thank you so much, TaylorMade. Thank you so much. Love you, Taylor. Yeah, I just dropped that. I did a video on that because I was angry when I saw that, how they treated him as a human being. Forget party affiliation. Chocolate Bunny, I'm late. No notification. Sending love from Nola. Chocolate Bunny, you've probably been unsubscribed. YT has been unsubscribing people from the channel. I don't know why. So you might have to resubscribe. And I thank everyone, all of you, for your support. And she needs to be a roto-rooter. Oh, Alley Cat. Right. It's just, all of us can see how fake she is. And just that so many millions of people just look at her and ooh and ah, and she's lying to their face and they can't see it. Woo. Yes, Dorian, that's what they do. And again, if you want more of this, you know who to vote for. And we're supposed to vote for that? Oh, heck no. No way. Maybe, how about, and again, folks, that's why they have to keep crying racism and talking to Black Americans about reparations, because you know, in your hardest of heart, you know you have no policies. You've done nothing except for migrants and illegals. So now you're out here. Someone told her you better go over there and talk to the National Association of Black Journalists. Remember, it wasn't important enough for her to do it when Trump went. Alley Cat, behave. Love you too, Chubbs. Oh my God. Okay, don't get Alley Cat wound up. Now she's starting up again. I just calmed her down and she's starting up again. Oh, Baldwinberg said it was probably Dorian. Okay, we'll have to get Dorian. I know Allie's upset just like the rest of us. Oh my God. Oh man. It's just, we know what's going on. But when you have millions of other people who are just dazed and confused and totally brainwashed and indoctrinated, it just makes you sad. Now, me as an educator, to look at how society has become so dumbed down, woo, it's scary. It's very scary to me. Pronouns, they and them. Dorian, I can't with all those pronouns. I'm too old for that. The way you look, that's what I call you. I can't with all these changes. Alley Cat, okay. James, we all need to be better than they are. Okay, Tina, the elders in my tribe loves you. God bless. Thank you so much, Tina. Love you too. I'm sending some hearts, and hopefully, if like-minded, we can get more like-minded Americans and patriots like yourselves. I can't get the information out by myself. I need for all of you to hit that like button. I need for all of you to share this content out. If you have Facebook, if you have True Social, share this out. The election is coming fast. Caesar D, like Jeffrey Osmond said, we really don't need no light to see through Kamala. No, we don't. We don't. Okay, Dorian identifies as binary. All right, Dorian, I identify as a cat. Meow. Meow. Okay. And let me spam the comment section with some heart emojis, some cat emojis for Alley Cat. And so if you want more of that, you know who to vote for. The common sense vote, we know who that is. And so if you care about America, because we're currently a third world country, Dorian said, I'm making him uncomfortable. Meow. Okay. Identify as an illegal. Where's my free money? All right, Chad's got jokes. Okay. Dorian, Chad, let me follow you. Trying to get free money. Pinky, to all and anyone about what is discussed here, right, Pinky? I personally don't understand the point of all different gender stuff. To me, there were always two main genders. Right, Baldwin Birds? That's all. I can't keep up with all this other stuff. God knows. Dorian said, how dare you assume my gender? Oh my God. Allie said, I'm illegal too. All right, Allie, that means you have thousands of dollars. Spread the wealth. Let me see my cash app. Beverly said, my pronoun is goddess divine. Yes, ma'am. Jay Lee, how are you? Please register early to make sure your name is in the registry at the voting booths. Yes, Jay Lee, I am going to check to make sure, because I don't know what they're up to. I don't know what they're going to try, what they're going to pull, the shenanigans that they become involved in during voting season is unreal. Where are we? Rolling. Dorian, you're fine, love. You're fine. Everyone here, I enjoy all of you. We come, we have a good time. No one gets angry except for the occasional lib that comes in here and doesn't like our political ideology. All right, where are we here? All right, so yeah, I'm gonna let everyone go. I just had to jump on and share that info with you because I was just oh yeah, we love you too, Alley Cat, and I'm glad all of you were here. Forgive me for my ranting, but some of this I just become enraged. I do. You know how it is when something's going on, you can't control it, and you just get angry when you see what other people are going through. Chubbs, love your show tonight, Miss Rowland. Got to get up early in the morning for doctor's appointment. See you next time. Good night, everyone. Love all of you. Love you too, Chubbs. We thank you for coming, love. And I'll be live probably Friday night, Chubbs. So make sure you come back in, love. Boss Chick, enjoyed the show. Good night, everyone. Yes, we're going to get out of here. You know how I do? I'll end the live stream And I'll talk to you as long as you're in the comment section. Good night, Chad. That's why we're all here. That's right, Chad. And you need to vent. I need to vent. Because all these things that are going on, and we don't have any control of them, and they're just taking our tax money and doing what they very well please, and we have no say so. So you're venting, but I'm venting too. And we have got to get them out of there. Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much, Caesar. Yeah, I'm going to get out of here because most of you got to get up early. You know, I do as well. And but I enjoy coming on here, talking. You learn from me, but I also learn from you. And it means a lot to me because you could be anywhere, but you're spending your very valuable time here on my channel. And there are a gazillion other content creators. So I don't take it lightly. I don't. I love all of you. Yes. And before we go, just like me, they long to be close to you. My carpenters, excuse me, close to you. I already held up my Carpenters' greatest hits album. But yeah, everyone have a good night. I've been talking so much, I think I lost my voice. I'll meet you in the comment section. And we know those Democrats are still playing head games. Foreigner. Oh my God, I need to go listen to Foreigner. So enjoy your day tomorrow. I'm coming to the comment section to talk to you, and I'll be there as long as you are. Have a good night, and thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel.